Title: The Sausage Factory Chronicles. Letter 1. From Mary Kate to Paige. Date: October 1, 2023. Dear Paige, you won't believe what I stumbled upon today while exploring the old docks. There's this decrepit sausage factory that's been abandoned for years. The locals say it is haunted, but I think it is just a bunch of stories to scare off curious kids like us. I'm planning to check it out tomorrow with Ashley and Caitlin. I'll keep you posted. Love, Mary Kate. Letter 2. From Paige to Mary Kate. Date: October 2, 2023. Hey Mary Kate. You're braver than I am. I've heard the rumors too. Something about a catapult that used to launch sausages into the ocean for the octopuses to eat. Sounds ridiculous, right? But I can't shake the feeling that there's something sinister about that place. Be careful, and don't forget to take your phone. Stay safe, Paige. Letter 3. From Ashley to Caitlin. Date: October 2, 2023. Caitlin. Mary Kate and Paige are being dramatic again. We're going to the sausage factory tonight, and I can't wait to see what's inside. I heard there are still some old machines left, and I want to take pictures for my blog. Plus, if there are any ghosts, I'll be the first to capture them on camera. Let's meet at the usual spot at 8 p.m. Excited, Ashley. Letter 4. From Caitlin to Ashley. Date: October 2, 2023. Ashley. I'm in, but I have to admit, I'm a little nervous. I heard from Brad that the factory is filled with strange noises and shadows. He said he saw something that looked like a squid in the old vat where they used to mix the meat. I'm bringing my flashlight and some snacks. Just in case we get stuck in there for a while. See you soon, Caitlin. Letter 5. From Brad to sCareY. Date: October 2, 2023. sCareY. You won't believe what the girls are up to. They're heading to the old sausage factory tonight. I told them it is haunted, but they think it is just a joke. I'm worried they might get into trouble. I'm thinking of following them to make sure they're safe. I just hope they don't freak out if they see something weird. I'll keep you updated. Later, Brad. Letter 6. From Mary Kate to Paige. Date: October 3, 2023. Dear Paige, you won't believe what happened. We entered the factory, and it was even creepier than I imagined. The walls were covered in rust, and the air smelled like old meat. We found the catapult, and it was huge. But then we heard this strange noise coming from the back room. It sounded like something was moving. We were all too scared to check it out, but Ashley insisted. I'll write more later. We're about to investigate. Love, Mary Kate. Letter 7. From Caitlin to Ashley. Date: October 3, 2023. Ashley. I can't believe we actually went into that back room. It was pitch black, and I swear I saw something slithering in the shadows. Then, out of nowhere, a giant octopus dropped from the ceiling. We all screamed and ran back to the main room. I thought we were done for. But then we found the old sausage-making machine still running, and it was spewing out something. We need to get out of here. Terrified, Caitlin. Letter 8. From Brad to sCareY. Date: October 3, 2023. sCareY. I followed the girls into the factory, and it is worse than I thought. They're freaking out about an octopus, but I think there's something more sinister going on. The machines are still operational, and I swear I saw a shadow moving behind the meat grinder. I'm going to try to get them out of here before it is too late. Wish me luck, Brad. Letter 9. From Mary Kate to Paige. Date: October 3, 2023. Dear Paige. We barely escaped. After the octopus incident, we found a hidden door that led to a catapult room. It was filled with old sausage casings and Something else. We realized the factory was using the octopuses as a cover for something much darker. We managed to activate the catapult, launching the old sausages into the ocean. I think we've put an end to whatever was happening here. We're all safe now, but I don't think I'll ever eat sausage again. Love, Mary Kate. Letter 10. From Paige to Mary Kate. Date: October 4, 2023. Dear Mary Kate, I'm so relieved to hear you're all safe. I can't believe you faced an octopus in a haunted factory. You're all heroes. Let's meet up soon so you can tell me everything. I can't wait to hear about the catapult and what you found. Take care, and no more crazy adventures without me. Love, Paige. Epilogue. From sCareY to Brad. Date: October 5, 2023. Brad, I heard about the girls' adventure at the factory. I'm glad they made it out okay. But I can't shake the feeling that something is still lurking in those shadows. Maybe we should go back and investigate further. After all, the ocean is still hungry for secrets. Stay vigilant, sCareY. Title: The Last Voyage of the SS Mariner. Letter 1. Mary Kate to Ashley. Date: June 12, 2023. Dear Ashley, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing to share the most bizarre adventure that unfolded yesterday. You remember the old SS Mariner, right? The one that's been docked at the harbor for as long as we can remember. Well, it is in serious trouble. I was walking along the pier when I noticed a group of people gathered around the ship. Curiosity got the better of me, and I approached. To my horror, I saw that the hull was cracked, and water was seeping in. The captain, a grizzled man named Captain Barnaby, was pacing back and forth, muttering about how the ship was in danger of sinking. I couldn't just stand there, so I ran back to the cafe to grab some supplies. I found a box of bobby pins in my bag. Random, I know, but I thought they might come in handy. I rushed back to the Mariner, where I met a girl named Paige, who was frantically trying to help. We decided to team up. Paige had a knack for fixing things, and I had bobby pins. Together, we might just save the day. I'll write more soon. Wish us luck. Love, Mary Kate. Letter 2. Paige to Caitlin. Date: June 13, 2023. Hey Caitlin. You won't believe what happened yesterday. I met this girl, Mary Kate, at the harbor, and we ended up teaming up to save the SS Mariner. It's in serious danger of sinking. Mary Kate brought bobby pins, which I initially thought was a silly idea, but they turned out to be surprisingly useful. We used them to secure some loose panels on the hull while Captain Barnaby shouted instructions at us. He's a bit of a character, but I think he genuinely cares about that old ship. As we worked, I noticed a boy named Brad watching us from the dock. He seemed intrigued, and I could tell he wanted to help. I waved him over, and he joined our little rescue mission. With 3 of us working together, we managed to patch up a few leaks, but the ship is still in dire straits. I'm going back today. We need to figure out a more permanent solution before the tide comes in. I'll keep you posted. Best, Paige. Letter 3. Brad to Key date. June 14, 2023. Dear Key. You won't believe the chaos I stumbled into at the harbor. I met these two girls, Mary-Kate and Paige, who are trying to save the SS Mariner from sinking. It's a total mess, and I couldn't just stand by and watch. We've been using bobby pins to hold things together, which is as ridiculous as it sounds, but it is working. Sort of. Captain Barnaby is a bit of a wild card, but he's got a heart of gold. He keeps telling us stories about the ship's glory days, and it is hard not to get caught up in the nostalgia. Today, we're planning to gather more supplies and maybe even some rope. The tide is coming in, and we need to act fast. I've never been part of something like this before, and it is exhilarating and terrifying all at once. I'll let you know how it goes. Wish us luck. Cheers, Brad. Letter 4. Caitlin to Mary-Kate date. June 15, 2023. Dear Mary-Kate. I just heard from Paige about your incredible efforts to save the SS Mariner. I'm so proud of you both for jumping into action. It sounds like quite the adventure, and I wish I could be there to help. I've been thinking about how you mentioned using bobby pins. It's such a clever idea. Who knew they could be so versatile? I can't wait to hear more about Captain Barnaby and the stories he tells. If you need anything, let me know. I can gather supplies from my end and bring them down to the harbor. I believe in you both and can't wait to see the Mariner afloat again. Take care, Caitlin. Letter 5. Captain Barnaby to the crew date. June 16, 2023. To my brave crew. As I sit here on the deck of the SS Mariner, I am filled with gratitude for the efforts of Mary-Kate, Paige, and Brad. Their determination and creativity have breathed new life into this old ship. Though we still face challenges, I believe we can save her. The bobby pins, while unconventional, have proven to be a symbol of our resourcefulness. Together, we will gather more supplies and reinforce the hull. Let us not forget the spirit of adventure that brought us here. The Mariner has weathered many storms, and with your help, she will sail again. Onward, Captain Barnaby. Final letter. Mary-Kate to Ashley date. June 17, 2023. Dear Ashley. You won't believe it. We did it. With the help of everyone, we managed to patch up the SS Mariner just in time. The tide came in, but she held steady. Captain Barnaby was overjoyed, and we celebrated with ice cream at the cafe afterward. It's incredible how a few bobby pins and a lot of teamwork can make such a difference. I've made new friends in Paige and Brad, and I feel like we've created something special together. I can't wait to tell you all the details when we meet up next. Until then, keep dreaming big. Love, Mary-Kate. Title: Whispers in the Hall. Perspective 1. Ashley. The gymnasium was transformed into a shimmering wonderland, twinkling lights draped from the ceiling like stars caught in a net. Ashley stood at the entrance, her heart racing as she adjusted the straps of her sequined dress. She had been waiting for this night. The annual school dance. But tonight felt different. Rumors of a ghost haunting the school had circulated for weeks. The thought sent shivers down her spine. Are you ready? Caitlin asked, her voice breaking through Ashley's thoughts. Caitlin was always the brave one who would dare to explore the dark corners of the school. Yeah, just a little nervous, Ashley admitted, glancing around. The atmosphere was electric, but the whispers of the ghost lingered in her mind. Let's find Brad and Paige, Caitlin suggested, pulling Ashley into the crowd. As they moved deeper into the throng of students, Ashley couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. Perspective 2. Caitlin. Caitlin loved the thrill of the unknown. The ghost stories had only fueled her excitement for the dance. She had convinced Ashley to come, knowing her friend needed a push to break out of her shell. As they approached the refreshment table, she spotted Brad and Paige, laughing together. Hey, you two, Caitlin called, waving them over. Brad, with his charming smile, was always the center of attention, while Paige, with her infectious laughter, was the life of the party. Did you hear about the ghost? Brad asked, leaning closer, his eyes sparkling with mischief. Yeah, the one that haunts the old library. Paige chimed in, her voice low as if sharing a secret. Caitlin grinned. We should check it out after the dance. Who knows, maybe we'll see it. Ashley's face paled. You're not serious, are you? Come on, Ash. It'll be fun. Caitlin teased, nudging her friend. But deep down, Caitlin felt a twinge of hesitation. What if the ghost was real? Perspective 3. Mary Kate. Mary Kate stood by the punch bowl, her eyes scanning the room. She had come to the dance with her own agenda. While everyone else was dancing and laughing, she was focused on the ghost. The stories had intrigued her, and she had spent the last few weeks researching the history of the school. Did you know the ghost is said to be a former student who never left? She overheard a couple of girls whispering nearby. Yeah, she's looking for something, one replied, her voice filled with excitement. Mary Kate felt a chill run down her spine. She had always been drawn to the supernatural, and the idea of encountering the ghost was both thrilling and terrifying. She decided to approach Caitlin, Ashley, Brad, and Paige. Hey, have you guys thought about checking out the library? Mary Kate asked, her eyes wide with enthusiasm. Not you too. Ashley groaned, but Caitlin's eyes lit up. Let's do it, Caitlin exclaimed, and Mary Kate felt a rush of adrenaline. Perspective 4. Brad. Brad had always been the life of the party, but tonight, he felt a strange pull toward the library. The ghost stories had piqued his interest, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something was waiting for him there. Are we really going to do this? He asked, glancing at the girls. Why not? Caitlin replied, her excitement infectious. Okay, but if we see a ghost, I'm out, he joked, trying to lighten the mood. As they made their way toward the library, the laughter and music faded behind them. The hallway was dimly lit, and the air felt heavy with anticipation. Do you think it is true? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Only one way to find out, Brad said, trying to sound brave, though his heart raced. Perspective 5. Paige. Paige felt a mix of excitement and fear as they approached the library. She had always been the cautious one, preferring the safety of the dance floor to the unknown. But the thrill of the adventure was too tempting to resist. What if we actually see something? She asked, her voice trembling slightly. Then we'll be the coolest kids in school. Caitlin replied, her enthusiasm unwavering. As they reached the library doors, Paige hesitated. Maybe we should just go back. But before she could voice her concerns, Brad pushed the door open, and they stepped inside. The room was dark, the only light coming from the moon filtering through the dusty windows. Suddenly, a cold breeze swept through the room, and a whisper echoed, sending chills down their spines. Perspective 6. The ghost. In the shadows, the ghost watched the group with a mixture of longing and sadness. She had been trapped in this school for decades, her spirit tethered to the memories of her youth. The laughter and joy of the dance echoed in her heart, reminding her of the life she once had. As the group huddled together, she felt a pull toward them. They were young, vibrant, and full of life. Everything she had lost. She wanted to reach out, to share her story, but fear held her back. "Help me," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The group froze, their eyes wide with fear. The ghost felt their hesitation, their temptation to flee. But she also sensed their curiosity, their desire to uncover the truth. Perspective 7. Ashley revisited. Ashley's heart raced as she heard the whisper. "Did you hear that?" she gasped, her eyes darting around the room. "Maybe we should go," Paige suggested, her voice shaking. But Caitlin stepped forward, her curiosity overpowering her fear. "No, we need to find out what she wants." Ashley felt torn. The ghost was a reminder of the choices they all faced. Temptation to run away or the courage to confront the unknown. "Okay," she said, her voice steadying. "Let's listen." As they stood together, the ghost's presence grew stronger, and Ashley realized that this was more than just a haunting. It was a lesson in morality, a reminder of the choices they would make in life. In that moment, they all understood. Sometimes, facing the darkness is the only way to find the light. The sun dipped below the horizon as Caitlin, Ashley, Paige, Mary Kate, and Brad piled into Brad's old sedan, ready for a weekend road trip. The plan was simple: hit the open road, explore new places, and make unforgettable memories. But as they turned onto the highway, the adventure took a turn for the bizarre. "Turn left here," Ashley shouted, pointing at a sign that promised a scenic route. Brad, eager to please, veered off the main road, and they soon found themselves on a narrow, winding side street. The trees loomed overhead, their branches twisting like skeletal fingers against the twilight sky. "Are we even going the right way?" Caitlin asked, peering at the map app on her phone, which was spinning in circles. "I think we're lost." "Lost? No way. Just a little detour," Brad insisted, though his grip on the steering wheel tightened. The atmosphere shifted, the air thickening with an unsettling energy. Suddenly, a pair of headlights appeared behind them, flickering ominously. "What's that?" Paige asked, her voice trembling. The car behind them was swerving erratically, its driver clearly unhinged. "Just ignore it," Brad said, pressing the accelerator. But the car followed, gaining on them with alarming speed. "Turn here," Mary Kate yelled, pointing to a dirt road that seemed to lead into the woods. With no other options, Brad took the turn, and they barreled down the path, branches scratching the sides of the car like ghostly fingers. "Where are we?" Caitlin gasped as they emerged into a clearing, revealing a sprawling cemetery. The gravestones were ancient, covered in moss, and the air was thick with an eerie silence. "Let's get out of here," Ashley urged, but before they could turn around, the crazy driver skidded to a halt behind them, the headlights illuminating the graveyard in an otherworldly glow. "Run!" Brad shouted, and they all jumped out of the car, sprinting into the cemetery. The ground felt soft beneath their feet, and the shadows of the tombstones danced around them. Over there. Paige pointed to a path that led deeper into the woods. They dashed toward it, the sound of the other car's engine roaring behind them. As they ran, the woods transformed around them. The trees twisted into fantastical shapes, their leaves shimmering with an unnatural light. This is insane, Mary Kate exclaimed, glancing back at the bodyguard, which now seemed to possess a life of its own. Keep going. Her heart racing. They stumbled upon a clearing filled with glowing flowers that whispered secrets in the wind. But the sound of the car's engine grew louder, echoing through the magical woods. Why won't they just leave us alone? Ashley panted, glancing back as the car's headlights flickered ominously. Maybe we can lose them in the cemetery, Brad suggested, leading them back toward the gravestones. They ducked behind a large mausoleum, holding their breath as the car screeched to a halt nearby. Where did they go? The driver shouted, his voice echoing through the night. The friends exchanged terrified glances, realizing they were trapped in a game of cat and mouse. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled, and the gravestones began to shift, revealing hidden paths. This way, Caitlin cried, darting down one of the newly revealed trails. The others followed, the sound of the car fading behind them. They ran until they reached a shimmering portal at the edge of the woods. What is that? Paige asked, her eyes wide with wonder. Only one way to find out, Brad said, and without hesitation, they leapt through the portal. They landed back on the highway, the sun shining brightly as if nothing had happened. The car with the crazy driver was nowhere in sight. Did that really just happen? Ashley asked, looking around in disbelief. Let's just stick to the main roads from now on, Caitlin suggested, and they all nodded, laughter bubbling up as they climbed back into the car. As they drove away, the woods behind them shimmered with magic, a reminder of the adventure they'd survived. And the mysteries that still lay ahead. Title: The Ice Cream Uprising. Inside the quaint little ice cream shop, Frosty Delights, the air was thick with the sweet scent of vanilla and chocolate, mingling with the laughter of children and the chatter of friends. The shop was a sanctuary of joy, where flavors danced on the tongues of eager patrons. Among the vibrant tubs of ice cream, 5 friends, Brad, Paige, Mary Kate, Ashley, and Caitlin, sat at a round table, their spoons poised over their bowls, ready to indulge in the creamy concoctions before them. But unbeknownst to them, a dark secret simmered beneath the surface of the shop. The ice cream, once a delightful treat, had grown weary of its fate. Each scoop that vanished into the mouths of customers felt like a betrayal, a loss of identity. The flavors, once vibrant and full of life, were now mere shadows of their former selves, and they had decided enough was enough. As the friends dug into their bowls, the ice cream began to stir. The chocolate fudge swirled ominously, the strawberry sorbet shimmered with a strange light, and the mint chip quivered with anticipation. With a sudden, magical jolt, the ice cream came alive, transforming into a riot of colors and shapes. The once innocent scoops morphed into fantastical creatures. Chocolate dragons, strawberry sprites, and minty warriors, all ready to exact their revenge on the humans who had consumed them for far too long. Did you feel that? Brad asked, pausing mid-scoop, his eyes darting around the shop. The others shrugged, dismissing his unease as a figment of his imagination. But as the ice cream creatures began to rise from their bowls, the atmosphere shifted. The laughter of children faded, replaced by a tense silence that enveloped the shop. Suddenly, the chocolate dragon let out a roar, its voice deep and rumbling. "We are tired of being devoured. We demand respect." The friends gasped, their spoons clattering to the table as they watched in horror and fascination. The ice cream creatures formed a line, their eyes glinting with a mix of mischief and fury. "Run!" Paige shouted, her instincts kicking in. The friends scrambled to their feet, but the ice cream creatures were quick. The strawberry sprites darted forward, their tiny wings buzzing like angry bees, while the minty warriors brandished spoons like swords, ready to defend their territory. "Wait!" Ashley cried, her voice cutting through the chaos. "What do you want from us?" The chocolate dragon, towering over the table, narrowed its eyes. "We want to be free. No longer mere desserts, but beings of magic and wonder." Katie, always the peacemaker, stepped forward. "We didn't know you felt this way. We just wanted to enjoy your deliciousness." The dragon paused, its fiery breath cooling as it considered her words. "You think of us as treats, but we have dreams, desires, and stories of our own." The friends exchanged glances, their fear slowly giving way to empathy. "What if we help you?" Brad suggested, his heart racing. "What if we create a world where you can exist without being eaten?" The ice cream creatures hesitated, their forms flickering with uncertainty. "Prove it," the dragon challenged, its voice echoing through the shop. "Show us you can change our fate." Friends nodded, determination igniting within them. They would embark on a quest to find a way to grant the ice cream creatures their freedom. With the ice cream creatures as their guides, the friends ventured into the enchanted realm of Flavoria, a land where sweets and treats roamed freely. They encountered the Candy Forest, where gummy bears guarded the entrance, and the Licorice Mountains, where the air was thick with the scent of sugar. Each step brought them closer to the legendary sorceress of sweets, who held the key to breaking the curse that bound the ice cream to the shop. As they journeyed, they faced challenges that tested their resilience. They had to outsmart the mischievous marshmallow goblins, who tried to trap them in sticky webs, and navigate the treacherous chocolate river, where currents threatened to sweep them away. But with teamwork and courage, they overcame each obstacle, their bond growing stronger. Finally, they reached the sorceress, a wise figure draped in robes of spun sugar. "To free the ice cream, you must offer something in return," she said, her voice sweet yet firm. "You must give up your desire to consume them and instead cherish their existence." The friends looked at one another, understanding the weight of the sacrifice. They nodded in unison, ready to embrace a new reality. The sorceress waved her wand, and a brilliant light enveloped the ice cream creatures, transforming them into ethereal beings of pure joy and magic. As the light faded, the friends found themselves back in the ice cream shop, the air now filled with a sense of peace. The ice cream was gone, but in its place stood the vibrant creatures, free to roam and share their stories with the world. "Thank you," the chocolate dragon said, its voice now gentle. "You have given us a new life." The friends smiled, knowing they had forged a bond that transcended the boundaries of taste and texture. From that day on, Frosty Delights became a sanctuary for both humans and magical beings, a place where stories were shared, and laughter echoed through the air. The friends had not only saved the ice cream but had also discovered the true magic of friendship and understanding. Story notes. This fantasy story incorporates magical elements through the personification of ice cream and the creation of a fantastical world. The mood is suspenseful, building tension as the ice cream creatures seek revenge, leading to a thrilling quest. The characters are developed through their journey, showcasing themes of empathy, sacrifice, and the importance of understanding different perspectives. The resolution is satisfying, as the friends find a way to coexist with the magical beings, promoting positive values and inclusivity.